everyone, welcome to Maths this week. We are going to focus on fractions, but before we begin we're going to do a quick warm up and look at place value with numbers within 100. So the first digit I'm going to give you is 50. How many tens and ones are in 50? 5 tens and 0 ones. Well done if you said that. Let's look at the next digit. It is 28. How many tens and how many ones? 2 tens and 8 ones. 2 tens make 20, 8 ones together 28. Let's go to the next one. Oh, it's a tricky one. It's the digit 41. How do I know that? Well, of course I use my place value. 4 tens and 1 1. 4 tens are 40 and 1 1, 41. And the last one, it's a big one. This is a very tricky one. It's 97. And how do I know that? 9 tens are 90 and 7 ones. And together it makes 97. Okay. So, for fractions, we are going to look at finding a half and a quarter using shapes and objects. And it's quite important to remember that when we're looking at fractions, especially in year 1, we're just using the vocabulary of half, whole and quarter, and we're trying to stay away from the symbol of the fraction 1 over 2 and 1 over 4. Yes, they appear like this and they can look like this, but try and just use the key vocabulary rather than the written. It will help the child. Okay, so a half of an object or a half of an amount means one of an equal group, one of 2 equal groups. And a quarter means one of 4 equal groups. And I hope this week in White Rose you've gone over fractions quite a lot and you're very familiar with the wording equal. It's got to be equal, shared into equal groups. So if you have a look here, it says which circles have been split into equal halves. Now remember, a half means one of 2 equal groups. So if you can split it into 2 groups equally. So using my pen, I'm going to put a simple tick against the shape that has been split into halves. The first shape, it actually looks like it's been split into half, but I can tell that one side of the shape is bigger than the other side. So this one is not equal. The next shape, I can definitely tell it has been split in half. If you imagine your pizza, when you cut it through the middle or you cut it along the side on the width, you know there are 2 equal parts. So yes, that has been split into half. The third shape, I can see straight away it has not been split into half. There are not 2 equal groups. So that is not right. But the last one, just like this one, the second one, it has been split into half. This one has been split from top to bottom and this one has been split from side to side. There are 2 equal groups. Okay. Now, for fractions in year 1, we are looking at objects and we're looking at amounts, and we can move on to shapes. And remember to stay away from the written form as well. So I'm going to use one pen to draw my half line and another pen to draw my quarter line. So if I have a look at my banana, if I cut it in half, oh, do you know what? I think I could probably go straight down the middle. You could have half of this banana and I will have the other. And if you wanted to split it into quarters, well then you could probably go straight through the middle and make sure that it is equal. But normally you'd have to do it in a similar, in a fractional way. And then my orange, split in half, and I can quarter it again. My little grape or plum, I can split it into half, and I can split it into quarters, because I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 equal groups. And my pineapple, I can split it in half. It doesn't really look like half, but it was meant to be half. Or if I were to cut out the top here, I could most certainly cut this part in half because that shape there has 4 equal parts, but I'm not sure about the stem up here. If you have any fruit at home, your challenge is to see whether you can cut your fruit or any other type of food in half or in quarters. Remember, half means 2 equal groups, quarters means 4 equal groups. And like with my banana, yes, I could split it into 4 equal groups, 1, 2, 3, 4. But we are just looking at splitting it in half and then splitting it into quarters. Moving on to shapes. I've got a square, got a rectangle and a circle. I'm going to ask you to copy these shapes onto a piece of paper, and I'm wondering whether you could colour only half of these shapes, and then on another piece of paper copy the same shapes again and colour in 1/4. So do half first and then do a quarter. So this activity, I've got a basket full of shapes. Some of them are coloured in half, some of them are coloured in quarters, and some of them have not been filled in correctly. So on my first part it says halves, and in my second column it says not halves. So we have to sort out the shapes. The first shape is a rectangle, and it has been coloured in half. 2 equal groups and one of them is shaded. So this does belong into my half group. The next shape, I have a star, but unfortunately there are no equal groups being shaded here. It is not half and it is not quarter. So that is not half. My next shape, there are not 2 equal groups here. There's not one group which has been shaded and the other group left. So that is not half. My rectangle shape here, yes, I can see it's half, 2 equal groups and one of them have been shaded. So I'm going to put that into my half. I have a square. It has been chopped into quarters. There are 4 equal groups, but I am looking for halves, and 2 has been shaded into 4 equal groups, so that is half. I have a circle, but straight away I can see that this is not equal. This has not been split into 2 equal groups and 1 part shaded, so that is not equal. I have a triangle, but only the top bit, only the tip has been shaded. Not 2 equal parts, so I'm going to put that in the not half. Oops. And then my last one, my last shape, I can see that it is 2 equal groups and they have been shaded in half. So that goes there. And I can check my answers. And I can have a look. And they are right. So well done if you played along with me, sorting shapes into half. Okay, so for your challenge, I would like for you to have a look at these on the board. And they're just some little challenge cards, and it says there are how many dinosaurs altogether? Half of this amount is what? Same again with my fingers. Yes, there are 2 hands, but how many fingers? Half of this amount is here. There are how many cakes? Half of this amount. There are how many smiley faces? How many makes a half? And it even says here, what do you notice and how could you problem solve this? This is good for key questioning, problem solving and reasoning. And as an extension, there are little boxes and you can colour them in half, and you can also extend these activities into quarters as well. But just remember, make sure you go over the White Rose learning from this week and recap anything that you are struggling on. Okay, thanks so much. See you next week. Bye.